64% of Americans could not survive a $400 emergency without going into debt. I'm about to show you exactly which side of that number you're on. And it has nothing to do with how much you make. It's the 27th of the month. You just checked your bank account for the third time today. Not because you're excited about anything, just because that little knot in your stomach won't go away until you know. And there it is, $340 until payday. Rent's already gone out, car payments due in 4 days. You make decent money. Like on paper, you're not broke. Your friends probably think you're doing fine. But somehow, no matter how much lands in that account, it just evaporates. And you have no idea where it went. Here's what should terrify you. I've seen people making $30,000 a year who are financially safer than people making $150,000. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why and exactly which level you're standing on right now. If that sounds even a little bit familiar, stick around, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through every single level of financial knowledge, from that exact spot you're standing in right now, all the way to what people actually mean when they say financial freedom. And I promise you, the gap between those two things is a lot smaller than you think. My name is Max, and I spend way too much time thinking about why smart, hardworking people stay broke. If you're someone who feels like you're doing everything right, working hard, paying your bills, not doing anything crazy, but you still feel like money is a mystery that's happening to you instead of something you control, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out, because that's exactly who this is for. Challenging the assumption. Before we go any further, I need you to answer one question honestly in your head. Do you think financial freedom is mostly about how much you earn? Hold that answer, because I'm about to prove you wrong with one statistic that most financial advisors won't even bring up. Most people think financial freedom is about how much money you make. It is not. I want to say that again because it's the single biggest misconception I run into. It is not about how much money you make. There's actual data on this. The National Endowment for Financial Education has tracked lottery winners for years, and a staggering number of major lottery winners end up bankrupt or in serious financial distress within a handful of years of winning. You could hand some people $1 million tomorrow and they'd be broke again in 3 years. Meanwhile, there are people making $55,000 a year who are quietly building real wealth. So if it's not about income, what is it? It's about which level of financial knowledge you're operating from. And here's what most people don't realize. You can be earning 6 figures and still be at level 0. Level isn't about your paycheck. It's about your relationship with money. Let's break down every single one, and I want you to actually pick your level as we go, out loud if you have to. It matters for what I'm going to tell you at the end. Level 0, financial survival mode. This is where our opening scenario lives. Paycheck to paycheck, maybe some credit card debt sitting in the background that you try not to think about too hard. At this level, money isn't a tool, it's a threat. Every financial decision is reactive. Something breaks, you put it on the card. Rent's due, you check if you'll make it. There's no room to think 5 years ahead because you're barely making it 5 days ahead. Here's a number that's going to sound made up, but it's not. According to a widely cited Lending Club/PYMNTS survey, more than 60% of Americans report living paycheck to paycheck, and that includes people making over $100,000 a year. Let that sink in. 6 figures. And still one missed paycheck from panic. Now you might be thinking, okay Max, obviously the fix is just make more money. I get why you'd think that, but here's where it gets really interesting. Income alone doesn't move you out of level 0. What moves you out is a single specific skill, telling your money what to do before it tells you. Level 1, awareness. This is the level almost nobody talks about, and it's honestly the most important transition in the entire journey. Level 1 isn't about having more money. It's simply knowing where your money is going. Let's do some real math here because I want this to actually land. Say you're bringing home $3,800 a month. You genuinely have no idea where it goes. You just know it's gone. Now imagine you track it for 30 days. Just write it down, use an app, whatever. Almost everyone who does this for the first time finds somewhere between $200 and $500 a month in what I call invisible spending. Subscriptions they forgot about, food delivery fees that stack up, impulse buys that seem small in the moment. Quick, without checking, can you name every subscription currently charging your card? Most people can't name more than half of them. That gap is where your money is going. Let's take the conservative number, $250 a month. That doesn't sound like much, right? Here's the thing. $250 a month invested at a 7% average annual return over 30 years becomes roughly $283,000. That's not a typo. $283,000 from money you were already spending and not even enjoying. This is the psychological shift that has to happen at level 1. You stop thinking of your spending as invisible and start seeing it as a series of choices, even the ones that feel automatic. That's it. That's the whole level. Just seeing clearly. Level 2, the emergency boost. Now here's where people start making real progress, but also where a lot of well-meaning advice actually backfires. At level 2, your job is building a cash cushion, usually somewhere between $1,000 as a starter buffer and eventually 3 to 6 months of essential expenses. I know, some finance guy telling you to save 6 months of expenses when you're barely covering this month probably feels like being told to run a marathon when you can't walk to the mailbox. So let's reframe it with an analogy. Think of this emergency fund like the shock absorbers on a car. You don't need them to drive in a straight line on a smooth road. You need them for the potholes, the ones you can't see coming, a car repair, a medical bill, a layoff. Without shock absorbers, every pothole sends you straight into debt. With them, you barely feel the bump. Here's a statistic that should honestly make you a little uncomfortable. A well-known Federal Reserve survey has repeatedly found that a large share of American adults, often cited around 35 to 40%, say they could not cover an unexpected $400 expense without borrowing money or selling something. That's not the poor. That's not the unemployed. That's just most people. One pothole from a financial spiral. The psychological shift at this level is subtle but massive. You go from thinking of savings as money I'm not spending to thinking of it as insurance I'm buying against my own bad luck. That reframe alone changes how people behave around their money. Level 3, breaking the debt cycle. But here's where I have to stop you. Because right now, some of you watching this are sitting on credit card debt, and you're wondering if I just told you to do things in the wrong order. Stick with me for 1 second, because getting this next part backwards could cost you thousands of dollars. Now you might be thinking, Max, I have credit card debt. Shouldn't I have done this before the emergency fund? Great question, and the honest answer is, it depends, but usually, no. And here's why. Let's do the math on why a small emergency fund actually comes first for most people. Say you have $4,000 in credit card debt at 22% interest, which, by the way, is roughly the current average credit card APR, according to the Federal Reserve's data on consumer credit. If you have zero savings and a $1,200 car repair pops up, you put it on the same card. Now you're not fighting $4,000 of debt anymore, you're fighting $5,200. You took 1 step forward and 2 steps back. That's why level 2's small buffer comes first. It's what stops level 3 from becoming an endless loop. Now here's the most unexpected thing about debt payoff, something 90% of financial advice completely ignores. The optimal mathematical strategy is often the wrong strategy for real people. There's this constant debate between the avalanche method, paying off highest interest rate first, which saves the most money mathematically, and the snowball method, paying off smallest balance first, which builds momentum. Here's the truth. The avalanche method wins on a spreadsheet. The snowball method wins in real life for most people. Because, here's the psychological piece, debt payoff isn't actually a math problem, it's a behavior problem. If knocking out a small $600 balance in 6 weeks keeps you motivated enough to stick with the plan for the next 2 years, that emotional win is worth more than the $40 you might have saved doing it the optimal way. Level 4, the investing threshold. Okay, this is the level where things start to feel genuinely different, because this is where you cross from managing money into making money work for you. Here's the thing most people get completely backwards. They think investing is something you do after you're financially comfortable. It's actually the opposite. Investing is what makes you financially comfortable. And the earlier you start, even with tiny amounts, the more it matters. Let me ask you something uncomfortable. How much money did compound interest cost you last year, just by you not starting? I'm about to show you the exact number, and it's going to bother you. Let me show you why with real numbers, because this is the part that should genuinely shock you. Say 2 people. We'll call them Nico and John. Nico starts investing $300 a month at age 25. John waits until 35 to start, but invests more aggressively, $450 a month, to try to catch up. Both assume a 7% average annual return. Both stop and let it ride until age 65. Nico, who invested for 40 years, ends up around $719,000. John, who invested more money but started 10 years later, for 30 years, ends up around $551,000. Nico put in less money overall and ended up with $168,000 more. This is where it gets really interesting. That's not a fluke, that's just what compound growth does. Time isn't one variable among many in investing. It's basically the main variable. Now you might be thinking, I don't have $300 a month, Max. Fair. Here's the psychological reframe that matters most at this level. You don't need the right amount to start. You need a number, today, that you can automate and forget about. $50 a month at 25 will outperform $500 a month starting at 45 in almost every realistic scenario. Starting is the skill. The amount is just a detail you upgrade later. Levels 5, the acceleration phase. By this level, you've got your buffer. Your debt is handled, or nearly handled, and you're investing consistently. Most people stop here for the rest of their lives. And here's the uncomfortable part. Most of them will never actually know how much that decision cost them. Because you don't feel compound interest you didn't earn. You just quietly never find out. I don't want that to be you. So here's the 2 things that separate comfortable from actually free. First, you stop investing what's left over and start investing a fixed percentage off the top before you see the money. Most financial educators cite something in the 15 to 20% of gross income range as the threshold where people meaningfully accelerate their timeline to freedom, versus the 5 to 10% range most people default to. Second, and this is the one nobody wants to hear, you start optimizing your income, not just your spending. There is a hard mathematical ceiling on how much you can save. 0. You cannot cut a bill below $0. There is no ceiling on what you can earn. I've seen people spend 3 years perfecting a budget to save an extra $80 a month, when a single conversation asking for a raise or picking up one freelance client could have added $500 a month in an afternoon. Cutting has a floor. Earning doesn't have a ceiling. Level 6, financial independence. This is the level people picture when they hear financial freedom. But here's what most people don't realize. Financial independence isn't a dollar amount, it's a ratio. It's the point where your investments generate enough passive income to cover your living expenses, whether or not you ever work again. There's a widely used shorthand for this called the 4% rule, which comes out of research often referred to as the Trinity study. The rough idea? If you can live off 4% of your total investments per year, historically your money has a very high probability of lasting indefinitely. Watch how this looks with a real example. No mental math required, just watch the numbers. Say you spend $3,000 a month to live. That's $36,000 a year. Multiply by 25 and you get $900,000. That's exactly how much needs to be sitting in investments for you to never have to work again. Now watch how this shifts depending on lifestyle, because this is where it gets really interesting. Living on $40,000 a year, your number is exactly $1 million. Living on $60,000 a year, that jumps to $1,500,000. Living lean on $24,000 a year, just $600,000. See the pattern? Every extra $1,000 a year you spend is another $25,000 you need to save to cover it. And it works in reverse too. Cut $1,000 a year in spending, and your financial independence target drops by $25,000 instantly. That's not some abstract formula. That's a lever you're holding right now. Here's the math that makes this concrete using the $40,000 a year example. Divide $40,000 by 4%, or just multiply by 25. $40,000 times 25 is $1 million. That's your number. That's financial independence for that lifestyle. Now, I can already hear it. Max, $1 million? That's impossible for someone like me. Here's where it gets really interesting though. Remember Nico from level 4? Investing $300 a month starting at 25? By age 65, he crossed $700,000. Bump that contribution up over time, raises, side income, the acceleration phase from level 5, and $1 million number by your late 50s or early 60s isn't some fantasy. It's what consistent, boring investing does over 4 decades. It's not magic, it's math and time. Level 7, financial freedom. And finally, the top of the mountain. Here's the distinction most people miss. Financial independence is about the math. Financial freedom is about the psychology. You can hit every number on this list and still lose. I've talked to people who are, on paper, financially independent, who still panic buy the store brand ketchup because some old scarcity mindset from level 0 never actually left. Financial freedom is the level where the fear response is gone. Money has become fully a tool again. Not a threat, not an identity, not a scoreboard, just a tool. This is genuinely a psychological finish line, not a financial one. And here's what most people don't realize about it. The habits you build fixing level 0 and level 1, that awareness, that sense of control, those are the exact same muscles that get you to feel safe at level 7. You're not learning a new skill at the top. You're just doing more of the same thing you started back at the bottom, at a bigger scale. The actionable part. So look, I don't want this to be one of those videos where you watch it, feel inspired for 20 minutes, and then nothing changes. So here's exactly what to do based on where you landed in that list. If you're at level 0 or level 1, this week, track every single dollar for 7 days. Not a budget, just tracking. You cannot fix what you cannot see. If you're at level 2 or level 3, open a separate savings account today, not this weekend, and set up an automatic $25 transfer. It's not about the amount, it's about building the muscle of money moves without me having to decide every time. If you're at level 4 or beyond, check whether you're getting your full employer 401k match, if that applies to you. That's often an instant, guaranteed 50 to 100% return before your money even touches the market. It's the closest thing to free money that exists in personal finance. Here's the thing I want you to walk away with. Every single level on this list started with the exact same thing. A decision to look directly at the thing that scared you. Not a windfall, not a lucky break, not some secret only rich people know. Just looking. You checked your bank account 3 times today out of anxiety. Which level did you land on? Say it out loud right now. I mean it. Next time, I want you to check your account out of curiosity instead. That's shift. That's level 1. And level 1 is available to you starting right now, today, no matter what your bank account says at this exact second. If this helped you see where you actually stand, and more importantly, what the very next step looks like, hit subscribe, because I've got videos going deep on every single one of these levels, with exact step-by-step plans for each. Drop a comment telling me which level you landed on. I read every single one, and honestly, that's usually where I get the ideas for the next video. I'll see you in the next one.